Hi, my name is Jimmy Johnson, and this is the Rockbridge Report. Here with me this morning is Lexington City Schools' new superintendent, Rebecca Walters. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
How long have you been in education, and what enabled you to get into it?
Wow, this is my 25th year in education. I come from a family of educators. My mother was a lifetime educator here in the Rockbridge County area as a middle school teacher, and I followed in her footsteps. Started as a teacher at Waddell Elementary School 25 years ago and taught school there for 11 years. I moved into an instructional coaching position with Waynesboro City Schools and then was hired as an elementary school principal. And I've been a principal for 2 years in Rockbridge County, 7 years in Waynesboro, and then came back here a few years ago as Director of Instructional Services and Special Education.
And when the superintendent's job opened, what sparked your interest in applying for it and making that jump to a more administrative role?
That's a great question. Never wanted to be a superintendent, actually. Having been a teacher and a school level administrator, I really enjoyed both of those positions. And when I came back to Lexington 4 years ago as Director of Instructional Services and Special Education, it put me back home. From this area, I grew up in the area, live about 10 minutes away from my office, and to have the opportunity to serve at a high level of leadership position for Lexington City was intriguing to me. I feel like that I have the opportunity to serve the students in our school district, to serve the community where I live and where I grew up, and I couldn't imagine a better place to have the opportunity to lead. So it was a good opportunity, a timely position to be able to step into, and I'm grateful for having the opportunity to serve in that capacity.
Awesome. And what did you learn as a teacher and school level administrator that influences you in your new role as superintendent?
Teaching and learning is an incredible opportunity and responsibility, and I think our teachers are in the trenches every single day with our students, and they are doing the hard work to make sure that our students are learning and gaining the skills that they need to be successful as they move through their educational career and then on into the world or the workplace or into college. And so being able to work side by side with our teachers and then also with our school administrators who are leading that great work at the school level is a great way for me to be able to lead, as well as just being able to lean on those folks who are doing the hard work with our students and be able to support them. That's the number one role that I have, is to support the work that they're doing with our students. That's why we're in the business that we're in.
Mm-hmm. And what type of progress have you and the city manager made on discussions of a new city high school?
Timely question as well. We are having discussions as a school board about how we can continue to support the work that is done with our students at Rockbridge County High School. We have an amazing high school here in our community, and they're doing great things and continuing to grow with the programs that they offer. We're looking at ways that we can be more deeply involved in that process. I think that's the bottom line, is that we want to make sure that our students are getting great opportunities and that we as a school division can do our part to support that role. I think one of the outcomes of the survey that was put out earlier this fall was the possibility of, should that be a consideration? Should Lexington City have its own high school? And we haven't gotten to that step yet. We're still in the process of kind of gathering information, looking at the feedback of folks that have students at the high school and feedback from folks within our school community about what their needs and hopes are for students at the high school. And as we get that information and kind of figure out what we can do to support that, if a new high school is something that we need to consider, that's something that may be down the road to look at. But right now we're just trying to see how we can do the best job that we can do to support the high school that we have for the students that we have.
Gotcha. And are y'all still on track to meet the September or August council meeting to release the findings of the?
We're seeing where we are with that process. We have a school board meeting coming up this week where we're going to hear a presentation about the interest in looking at a high school. And we'll be able to take that information along with the survey information that we have to talk with our board and say, what are our next steps going to be? And then hopefully sometime this spring be able to communicate that with our city council in terms of what we're looking at for next steps, whether that is investigating the opportunity for a new high school or whether it's some other things that we can do to promote the school that we have and make sure that we have great programs going on in the school that we already have.
Mm-hmm. And what are some of the strengths and areas of opportunities of both Waddell Elementary and Limmer Dowling Middle School?
Oh, great. We have amazing schools. I think that's one of the wonderful draws about being here in Lexington, and when we bring people to our community, we have wonderful schools that serve our students. Waddell Elementary School, as you know, is a brand new, beautiful facility that we've been able to provide for students. We have about 330 students in that school, which makes our class sizes nice and small. We have really strong educators that are providing really great experiences for our students on a daily basis. Really having an emphasis right now in K through 8 in the area of writing, and so that's something that we're really working on pursuing, is how can we build our students as writers, because we know that they need to be able to write to communicate as well as read, of course, and speak. At our middle school, we are really working on the area of writing in all content areas, and so that's something that we're really promoting, and we're looking to build our technology capacity in both of our buildings. But I think overall we provide really engaging programs for our students. We're really pushing performance-based learning opportunities so that we have really authentic, engaging experiences for our students that are non-traditional in the structure that we're using in our classroom. So it's an exciting place to be. We offer a lot of great extracurricular activities, from our after-school enrichment programs at the elementary school to we have some after-school programs and sports programs at the middle school. So just lots of good opportunities. We have an award-winning chess club at both the elementary and the middle school that we have lots of great coverage on in the local media. But just a great community feel of a school. Good partnerships with our families and with our universities and our local community business partners, and it just really is a great place to have kids and be a part of that culture.
Mm-hmm. In terms of areas of opportunities where you think the schools can get better at?
I think we're really working on building our capacity with technology, for one thing. That's something that our teachers, I think, have a great interest in. We know our students have a great interest in. We have a good amount of technology in our schools, but we're looking at possibly moving towards a one-to-one program at the middle school, so that each of our students have a device, a tablet, or a program that they'll be able to use during the school day and possibly be able to take home. We're working on looking at what that looks like. We're trying to replace and build our technology at the elementary school as well. Looking into possibly offering some after-school coding opportunities at the elementary school. We have a little bit of that going on at the middle school. And looking for some opportunities to partner with some regional programs or some local programs to build our STEAM capacity. So some science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. We have a great arts program in both of our schools. You may have seen that we had an art opening just this past 2 weekends ago, actually, with students from art programs at the elementary school having their art shown in one of the galleries downtown. So there's always something exciting going on in our schools, whether it's with our foreign language programs or with technology. So we're just always looking for ways to kind of build on that and make sure that we have cutting edge opportunities for our students.
And in terms of 1 to 2 years down the road, is there any passion projects that you want to implement into the schools in the future?
I think just really that technology piece is really huge for me right now. We know that that's the way of the world right now, is making sure that our students are really able to use technology well, to be able to use it responsibly. So we want to give them those opportunities in the school setting. And then also just continuing to work with performance-based learning opportunities. I think the more that we can make learning engaging and authentic for our students, the more excited they are about learning, the more passionate they are about learning something new and being able to apply those skills to something that's unfamiliar. The more that we can do that through our schools and through our opportunities in the school setting, the better off our students are going to be able to carry those skills into the real world.
Gotcha. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have. Thank you for joining me today, and this has been the Rockbridge Report with Lexington City School Superintendent Rebecca Walters.